If you need assistance with your credit, text CREDIT to 702-778-2000. The Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs starts now.
I want to talk about errors on credit reports. When you think about the overall importance of your credit, this is obviously the reason I've been doing this, the podcast and the show week after week for so long. It just doesn't go away. Consumer issues with credit and credit reports are one of those things. As long as there has been the process of credit reporting, there have been people that have had issues with it. It goes without saying that plenty of people run into hard times, right? We know this. Bad things happen to good people all the time. Obviously, we help, everyone that we can. We've helped thousands of people over the years get into homes and buy cars at better interest rates and credit cards and, all the things that they need to do. All the things, as they say. Now, listen, the other side of that, we know that bad things happen to good people. But the flip side of that is that the data regarding the information which is shared to the credit bureaus is staggering. And this leads to a crazy fact about credit. The information, when you think about it, is a lot. There's a lot there. The credit bureaus have files on over 200 million of us. They receive 4 billion updates a month from 35,000 different companies. How crazy is that? And when you think about the fact that the credit bureaus don't even open their own mail, these letters that you send in, they're opened by a machine. Letters are scanned and turned into a 2 or 3 digit code. The whole process is automated. Good for them. It's crazy though. You're trying to explain to a human what's happened when there's information that's incorrect, and your info's being scanned by a computer. Right? Pretty insane. When you talk about the number of files and the updates, that 200 million files, 4 billion updates a month from 35,000 different furnishers, all that, you got to ask yourself, what about the errors? What happens there? How many errors are actually on credit reports? Does anyone know? At one point, the folks at Pew did a study. And they said, 8 in 10 reports, 80% of reports have errors in them. I don't know that that's accurate. I don't find that that's the truth. And I look at a lot of credit reports every week. But the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau published a report in 2019, and that said that 1 in 5 consumers, 20% of us, has a serious error on their credit report. There are a few things that are common, 3 or 4, that I'll give you that are common errors on credit reports. The most common error is incorrect personal information. So where you work or your address or your name, there's something wrong there. By the way, that can lead to a decline. That's pretty simple. If your information, when you apply for something, doesn't match what they pull from the credit report, you're probably going to get declined if they can't identify you as you, right? The second one is accounts that don't belong to you that could be ID theft or a merged file. By the way, ID theft and merged files are on my list for today to get to. So hang tight for that information. Or if you're listening on the podcast, it'll be on another episode. Identity theft and merge file, you can just look for that. That is number 2. Number 3, late payments or other negative info, which could actually be outdated or actually inaccurate, maybe never happened to begin with. That's why you want to check. Duplicate accounts, dual reporting. I've covered that recently here on the show. When something appears twice, how is it supposed to appear if it's an original credit or in a collection account? We covered that ground. Also something that's available on the podcast for you if you want. Now listen, all errors on credit reports, not all of them, will cause significant impact or damage, but all of them need to be addressed. A payment which has been recorded as late but was never late can cost you, depending upon where you're scored, it can cost you 80 or 100 points. The importance of our credit's critical. You always hear me talk about it if you're a frequent listener, rather. It all starts with checking your report for us. With everything that we do for folks, the common denominator is every single person has had us analyze their report thoroughly to make sure that we can verify the accuracy of what's there, and you can assist in that process. By the way, we'd be happy to look at your credit at no cost. I look at every credit report that comes into our office myself. And it would be my pleasure to analyze your report for you and provide you with a copy of that analysis if you'd like. There is no obligation, by the way.
You've been listening to the Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs. If you need assistance with your credit, text CREDIT to 702-778-2000.